In the 40th millennium, there was an anomaly in the center of the Milky Way galaxy, a rip in the fabric of reality known as the Eye of Terror, a gateway into the hellish realm of the warp. This nightmarish place is where the dark gods of chaos resided, and where their corrupted pawns were unleashed to wreak havoc amongst the millions of worlds in the galaxy. But time and time again, for thousands of years, these chaotic armies were broken and routed, not from large-scale intergalactic battles, but from a single planet, a fortress world known as Cadia. It is in this world where the greatest defenders mankind has ever seen held the line against the armies of chaos for over 10,000 years, defending the only route that connected the Eye of Terror with the Imperium of Man. It is here that time and time again, the Dark God's armies would be shattered and destroyed before the Cadian shock troops. This is the fall of Cadia. Cadia was once a planet similar to Earth before it was known as Holy Terra. With large land masses separated by oceans, the planet was famous for its beautiful landscapes before the Horus Heresy, but Cadia was most well known for the spires it held, known as the pylons of Cadia. After the Horus Heresy and the forces of chaos defeated and sent back to the Eye of Terror, the now crippled and broken Imperium realized the true importance of Cadia, and thus much more attention was given to the planet. Due to it being in the direct path that connected the Imperium of Man to the Eye of Terra, Cadia was rapidly recolonized and converted into a world that now resembled Holy Terra, with massive cities that nearly covered the entire planet. The planet would be under constant threat from the now rebuilt forces of chaos. Cities were built for the sole purpose of making an invasion as difficult as possible. Garrisons and entrenchments were in every corner of the planet, and each city laid host to massive fortresses that are capable of holding out for years, even if the city around them was taken. Even the civilians were purely devoted to defending their world, being taught military doctrine and weapon handling as soon as they were able to walk. This gave birth to the feared and highly respected Cadian shock troops. These highly trained and well-equipped Imperial guardsmen were considered to be the best in the Imperium of Man, so much so that many other Imperium defense forces based their training and equipment production off of the ways of the Cadians. It is here that for many eons, any invasion was routed, any Black Crusade repelled. This was until the 999th year of the 44th millennium, when the once considered impenetrable fortress was finally broken. The 13th Black Crusade, under the leadership of the best Chaos champion since Horus himself, Abaddon the Despoiler, was the final assault that made the fortress that held the horrors of the warp at bay to finally fall. When the battle first started, many legions of the defenders turned to the will of chaos and executed the Cadian High Command, the planetary governor, and Lord Castellan. The remaining loyal defenders of Cadia were reorganized under Usakar E. Creed in hopes of repelling the invasion, even with the planet being covered by waves upon waves of chaos reinforcements. In the orbit of the besieged fortress world, the massive battle group, known as Battle Group Cadia, fought against the massive Chaos Armada. Something was odd about the Black Crusade's assault, however. The massive towering cities and fortresses were not the main priority of Abaddon and his dark armies. His focus was instead on the Cadian pylons, that when activated, seemed to cut off the armies of chaos from the Eye of Terror. The nightmarish gate was said to even shrink when the pylons were activated. The renewed defenders were now starting to repel the armies of chaos with moderate success, even forcing Abaddon himself to retreat and even consider pulling out of the system after he was critically wounded. That was until Abaddon, in a final attempt to break the fortress world, ordered the ruined debris of the Blackstone Fortress, known as the Will of Eternity, to be rammed into the planet. This is what finally broke the fortress world. The continents cracked, the landmasses shattered. The pylons now offline allowed the Eye of Terror to expand and begin to consume the ruined world. Even as the world was falling into a reddish darkness, the glowing lines of Cadian lasgun fire could still be seen. But little remained of the Cadian defenders not ready to give up their world, even as it burned and broke around them. The fall of Cadia was a victory for the armies of chaos that once thought to be impossible for millennia. The Eye of Terror expanded and split the galaxy in half. The rest of the Imperium was now completely vulnerable to the armies of chaos. This victory, however, came at a huge cost for the armies of chaos. Not only were their losses extremely high, but the destruction of Cadia led to the millions of worlds in the Imperium to cry for vengeance, to counterattack against the traitors of chaos and their dark gods. The fall of Cadia led to a new phrase that was shouted in every future battle against the armies of chaos. One simple phrase that makes sure the memory of Cadia would never be forgotten. the planet broke before the guard.